What about for a bit of inspiration then for the audience? What's one campaign or something that you've perhaps done in this space then that you're particularly proud of?
We had a campaign that ran for about 18 months that I helmed, and it was a campaign to, in a nutshell, we did some research. Go with me here. Practicing what I preach. We used our survey data that we survey our developers with on an annual basis or regular cadence. And we asked them where they were gathering, right? Exactly what I said at the beginning of this call. And they all said, oh, well, many of them said, oh, I'm on YouTube. I'm looking at YouTube videos. And we were like, we have a YouTube channel, but we've mostly just park content there. We haven't really created content specifically for YouTube. Why don't we take a look at that? And at the time, being a part of the developer marketing team, I was incredibly lucky because my teammates could look at individual pieces of the existing YouTube channel. And that particular channel wasn't organized terribly well. It didn't have great metadata. So it was hard for our developers, again, putting ourselves in their shoes, to find content that they were interested in. And the content wasn't specifically made for that channel. So mostly it was like, camera work from an existing workshop or from a presentation that we did in an event, right? That's not ever going to be great. So we wanted to drive people to the YouTube channel. So first, the developer marketing team tidied up. We did a little bit of house cleaning. We created playlists. We made a really great looking homepage banner. We implemented metadata. We took old stuff off that wasn't relevant, that nobody had looked at, because we looked at our data. We figured out what people had watched. So once we had a good, tidy, welcoming space, then, okay, now it's time to create some content for it. Our developer advocates, again, that partnership was so powerful. They went and created specific short form content, which we had never experimented with before, to answer specific challenges that our developer community had. And we knew what challenges they had because our developer advocates were working with them on a daily basis, hearing what their challenges were. So we created these quick takes, as we called them, which were short videos, less than 3 minutes. And then my developer advocates were like, okay, Christy, here you go. How are you going to make this work? So the exciting part was that then it was ready to build, right? I was ready to build something because we had never done this before. So I worked with my agency and we created little adverts, which were just tiny little thumbnails. But we used keywords that were specific to the developers, and we talked about how we were solving that particular challenge. Now, we got the keyword research from our in-house team, which we had an SEO team to help us figure out what keywords developers were looking for. So those are the keywords that we peppered throughout the ads. And that particular campaign was a massive success, but it wasn't a massive success because I got them to do something. It was actually a massive success because it had so much more weight than it would have done if it had just been a paid media campaign. Okay. You can literally put a paid media campaign in front of a group of, anybody, any type of group, and show your boss and say, look, I got all these hits, right? But that's not what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do was help our developers solve problems. And that's what the campaign did. It just so happened that the metrics that I was going to track to prove that happened were hit and exceeded. And that was so gratifying to me because it meant that we were able to find the right people. We were able to show them the right adverts. And we were able to get them to come and watch the video that they wanted to see to help them solve a problem. And then not only were those metrics exceeded, but then unbelievably, they went to the extra step of subscribing to our channel. Perfect. I didn't ask them to subscribe to the channel. That was not a metric I was measuring because I didn't expect that to happen. I thought they would just watch the videos. No, they subscribed to the channel as well. We got like 37,000 extra subscribers through that campaign.
Wow.
And people hear numbers like that, and I think marketers are like, oh my God, how much money did she spend on that? I spent like nothing. And I know you're hearing, okay, she works at Salesforce. Nothing for her is billions. It's really not billions. It's less than a mortgage payment. Okay. That's how much money I had to spend. So keep that in mind when you're thinking, I don't have the budget to do this. Developers aren't expensive. They aren't exclusive. They're out there. They're inclusive to each other, but you just have to go and find them and give them content that is right and relevant for them.
I love it. You're certainly practicing what you preach, that's for sure.